Hi, everybody. I'm going to hold that up. I'll take a screenshot. Good morning, Betty. Hi, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Wow, I think I got some new people saying good morning. You're in PJs, Betty. I wish I could be in PJs. Hey, Pam, how are you? How's everybody doing this morning? I have big news today. I'm a little early, so I'm just going to say my highs for 5 minutes. Hi, Gina. Hey, Kathy. So make note of my Instagram because I have a giveaway. Hi, Katrina. I have a giveaway today, my first on Instagram. Good morning, Lori. I missed you yesterday. Hey, Sharon. Lori, are you okay? I missed you last night. All right. I'll turn you around. Good morning, everybody. Hi, Monique. Grace Gloria is Monique. Marie, Betty, yay! Maybe you can win. Nope, I only scope, I have a regular scope on Wednesday mornings at 10 a.m. for home-based bakers, coffee chat about business, but a lot of my things can go for any home-based business. If you want to go ahead and invite your followers, please. So Instagram, never been really, I'm like a Facebook person, but on Instagram, it's like now that I'm watching, hey Bree, how are you? And now that I'm watching Periscopes and stuff, most of the people I follow are on Instagram more than they're on Facebook. And I noticed like I only have like 150 followers on Instagram, but I have almost 1,200 on Facebook, and I have 1,200. I hit my 1.2K here. So I want to get my Instagram going and I want to learn how to use it better. And so I thought, what better way than to give a giveaway? Because that seems to be what a lot of people do to get followers on Instagram, right? So Jay, who was here last week, went to Cake Pop Con, as you all know, and he gave me some of his swag. So I'm using it as a giveaway. It comes with all the advertisers' information, and you have until Sunday. So go to my Instagram account. I'll show you. Okay, Betty, go to my Instagram, Bella's Desserts. Bella's Desserts, and the information on the giveaway is there. And I will show you what I got, because I got a lot of goodies. I think they're awesome, but I'm not a cake popper. Some of this stuff is cake pop, some of this stuff is just regular stuff that anybody can use, but it's giveaway. Good morning, Sharon. So what time is it? What time is it, guys? And my phone on. Okay, so I'll just start. Good morning. I will start showing you what I got. So I have these 2 packs of Aardvark paper straws. One is a Mr. and Mrs. It's 10 a.m. Okay, ready to go. 10 o'clock. Welcome, everybody, to Home-Based Baker Business Coffee Chat with me, Lauren Cortese. I own Bella's Desserts, located in outside of Philadelphia in Pennsylvania. I've been in business, it'll be 13 years next month, doing home-based baking and sharing my business knowledge with all of you. So one thing I've started doing, because I've been doing this since August, is I've started reaching out to some people on Facebook for new topics. And Papistry by Sabrina gave me my topic today. Bree, I'm going to cover your topic next week because it's a big one, but I think this is one that should be first, and that is how to find your target market, how to understand what your target market is. So that's what we're doing today. But first, my giveaway on Instagram. So We have 2 packs of Aardvark paper straws. One is a Mr. and Mrs. and one is Gold Stars. And then I have 2 sanding sugars from Party Train. Party Train. Well, this one's from Party Train. So I have yellow and blue. Then I have 2 little cake pop cutters or mini cookie cutters. One's a tutu, one's a turkey. Gobble, gobble. And I have highlighter dust. Highlighter dust. I know you guys love this stuff. I personally just can't wrap my head around the not edible. This is from Lolly Cakes by Ella. It's a butterfly mold. This is a stencil. I used one, not this one, but I used another one on a cookie and it came out awesome. Then there's 2 of these. They're Make and Mold heart sucker molds, but I think you could also just use them for candy if you don't want to do suckers, but they're cute. And then I think this is really cool is it's by FlexiPan, and I don't know if you know this company, but their silicone molds are wicked expensive, wicked expensive. So this is an amazing giveaway. So they look to be gingerbread men, which is perfect for the holiday season coming up, and it is 12 molds, I think. Yeah, so that's what's in the giveaway, guys. And if you go to my Instagram at Bella's Desserts, follow the rules, invite your followers, help me get some more followers, and I will pick at random. It's just a random pick using the hashtags. On Sunday I will pick it and I will announce on Monday. Okay? All right. Another thing I'm really excited about, and this goes along with the marketing target market situation. I just ordered new business cards from Vistaprint. I've always just ordered their templates, and you know, everybody's got that same blue cake swirly thing, and everybody's got them, right? So I decided I wanted to go custom. Now that I had a logo I was happy with, and you know what? It was cheap. Like, it was almost the same price as their template ones. I ended up getting, I think, 500 or something, but I am so excited. So, and it was so easy. I uploaded my logo. Can you see that? Is it blurry? So I uploaded my logo, which is the Bella's Desserts, and I have that on one side. And then my colors have always been, well, they used to be pink and brown, now they're blue and brown. And then I did a brown background with my name and contact information on the back. So nobody has this, right? It was $32 for 500. There was like a coupon, which there's always coupons for Vistaprint. So if you have a logo, make the investment, because when I started seeing everybody else with the same business card from Vistaprint, which is a blue cake, and you all know it if you're into cakes, I was just like, I need to stand out, because my target market is more of the high-end people that understand what we do costs a lot of money and don't mind paying for it. It's edible art. It is a luxury item, and that goes for all of us. Well, it goes for me, and we're going to figure out today if it goes for you too, but we're going to figure out what your target market is, and then that will help you figure out how to market, who your people are. So my market is high-end, and that's what I wanted to convey, was you're not going to see this logo everywhere. You're not going to see someone else have my exact same business card, because it's mine. This is my font that I put on all my invoices. This is my logo that I put on everything. And it's clean. It's not playful, because my business isn't playful. My business isn't playful. It is serious. As serious as cake can get, right? So so remember that when we figure your stuff out today. Yeah, and I always thought, you know, custom business cards used to be expensive. You could spend $100, but with Vistaprint, it being $32, it's like, why not? It's $32. I got 500 business cards, and now I could start getting my brand out more into the area. They'll see that and be like, oh, that's her logo. And as Jay and I were talking last week, and what Jay was talking last week was branding and your logo and stuff. My logo isn't a logo in the sense that it is a cake or a pop Oh, that's cool. I like that curved edges. That's my, because that's my logo that I made. And it's got my name and it's got my tagline. And my tagline is a sweet baking company. It used to be an artisan baking company, but it's just a sweet baking company. I do everything, desserts, not just cakes, I do everything. So, and then the back, you get to pick your own font. You get to pick the color of your font, your background, everything. Hey, Tracy, how are you? So, great resource, Vistaprint. And believe me, once I have this done and once I get more money, because I've really been light on orders, because this season is slow for me. Most people don't order cakes and no one wants to pay what I want to charge or what I need to charge for pies. So this is a slow time for me. So although as some of you know, I've been yeah, it's copper plate is this and that kind of, the copper plate is something I've always loved because I was an interior architect, and it's reminiscent of architectural lettering. So that's why it kind of brings my background in a little bit, but people don't know. Hi, I missed you guys too. Oh, I get it. Oh, okay. Absolutely. Send me an email. But anyway, so a lot of you have seen that I've been doing cookies, working on my cookie skills, and I'm sorry, but I can't do cake pops. I just don't think I could charge them enough, and I'm not in love with them, so I'm not going to offer them. But I did start because I saw on Periscope chocolate covered Oreos, custom Oreos, and the caramel covered chocolate, the chocolate covered caramel pretzel sticks. Whoops! So I just put those on my website. Cake pops. Well, first of all, I don't like the flavor, but I don't have the patience. Is my email on there? Yeah, you could see laurenmcortese@gmail.com. Can you see that? So, yeah. Yeah, and what's great about Oreos is I made mine with the peanut butter filling. Oh my God, there's so many different Oreos now, so it's kind of cool. Yes, I got my Oreo molds too. So I made some, and they're fun, and I can do it relatively quickly, and I can charge what I need to charge. I'm excited about that. Lori, write me an email. I want to know what's going on with you. Anyway, all right. Target market. Some of you are brandy new. Some of you, like me, who've been in business for 13 years, and people love them. Yep, absolutely. So, here, hold on. I'll show you. For those of you that don't know what they are. Oh, never mind. My daughter took the whole bag to school. But if you visit my website, you can see pictures because I put them up there. I just had to put the pricing up. I haven't done that yet. What was I? Okay, so target market. So whether you're brand new and you're trying to figure out, and I hope Sabrina's here. If someone knows Sabrina, can you invite her, please? We'll do super busy here. That's a big few weeks for us. Okay. I'm just worried because you weren't on last night, so I just hope you're okay. That's all. Papistry by Sabrina. Hopefully, I know she works, but anyway, this is for her. You want to get a website? There's a lot of different ways to get a website. There are free websites available, or you can do like me and pay for GoDaddy, so you can get your own domain name. Like mine is bellasdesserts.com. I pay for that every year. It's not something dot your name. That's how I started. When I first started, I did those free websites. Like Wix is a good place to build your own. And then you can port over to something like GoDaddy where you can pay for your own domain name. But in your website, because is it expensive? It's relative. Without a real website, like I personally, when I go to a website that I know is made on a free site, and Wix is host. When I go to a free website, I can tell because of the template and the way it looks. Like if you look at my website, it's very different because I built it myself. I taught myself. A lot of them they have templates to start with, and you can kind of cut and paste and click and choose and make it pretty. For me, I learned some programming so I could really get into the I learned it by going online, basically. HTML code, just you don't have to learn how to program, but you know, just learn how to type code for your colors. And anyway, it's a whole thing, but you don't have to pay someone is what I'm saying. If you have the time, you don't have to pay someone, because that is expensive to pay someone to build a website. Yeah, I never had that money, and most of us don't. So, but a website that's your calling card. That's how 90% of my customers find me, is by Googling desserts or birthday cakes. They find me because I do pay to get on the first page of the Google searching. And that's really important, because if they can't find you, because we're home based, and that's our biggest problem. We're home based. Hey, Lisa! Mwah! We're home based. We don't have a brick and mortar. So we have a big, it's difficult to figure out how to market ourselves, right? Fiverr.com is an awesome resource for business needs. Okay. Hi, Sprinkle Bar. So our website and our business cards are our brick and mortar. Does that make sense? Like if someone's driving by a shop, they'll see a sign. It'll say bakery, and it's like, oh, that's a bakery. Because we work from home, we have to think of other ways to market ourselves. And that is via website, which is really important. And the other thing that's really important, mine is a very transparent website. I put everything on my website. I put my prices, I put my flavors, I have my photographs, I have about me, I have about weddings, how to book a wedding, what's involved. And part of that is because I don't want to have to explain it to every single person, because it's a long process. Most people don't read it, they just call you. But I tend to point people back to the website because it's probably going to have more information than they thought to ask. So if you're a cake popper, you know, you have your pictures, and cookiers too. You have your pictures, you have your pricing. If you notice on my pricing for cookies, I have different levels of decoration. In my back when I'm pole dancing, Lisa. You got a big tattoo? Lisa. You are so inappropriate, but I love you. Okay, when Lisa joins, it's a party. Anyway, so all of you who have websites, a good place to start, and a place I started 13 years ago, I bet. Although I'm sure they're not looking at your back when you're pole dancing. You're totally taking me off topic. Anyway, so, oh my God, websites. Get some coffee. This is a coffee chat. Get your coffee, girl. Websites. So go look at other people's websites, like nice websites. I have a whole bookmark on my bookmark bar of gorgeous cake websites. Go look for gorgeous cake pop websites, or go look for gorgeous cookie websites. Thank you. Start looking at other people. Don't copy them, but just get an idea. And then this is where the target market comes in, because you're going to look at some and they're going to be like fancy dancy and whoa, and that might not be you. So you have to pick and choose. And if you see one, this is another way to figure out what your style is, especially if you're new, is you kind of look around at the different ones. And all you got to do is Google whatever. Google wedding cakes, Google cake pops, Google specialty, whatever. You just, Google is the most amazing tool we have to us. That's the way. Take your time and feel what's right. That's absolutely correct. But you have to figure out your target market first, and that's what we're going to do today. So let me get there, okay? So a lot of us say it's dessert. Who doesn't want dessert? Who doesn't want a cake? Who doesn't want a cookie? Who doesn't want a cake pop? Right? That's how we start. We figure everybody is our market because everybody needs cake. Wrong. For cake pops, if a person doesn't have children, 9 times out of 10, they're not even looking at a cake pop. So that is not your market. For cookies, cookies tend to be high-end, people with money, because those are little canvases of art, some of those cookies out there. And I'm talking the painted cookies. So you need a clientele that has money, right? people like me who do everything desserts, from just regular dessert cakes to wedding cakes to birthday cakes. My target market is all over the place, but my target market has to have money. Okay, so I need to market myself. My business cards, my website is targeted towards hiring clientele. That doesn't guarantee that everybody else won't look, but it kind of screams you got to have a little money, because I'm not giving you a $20 Walmart birthday cake. Okay, does that cut out business for me? Yes, but I'm not going to give my cakes away for free. And you shouldn't give your stuff away either for free. So I went on a marketing website. It's actually, I think it's Marketing for Dummies or something like that. But there's some really important points to figure out your target market. The first things you need to do is figure out what are you selling and what makes it unique. Okay, I used to sell everything from scones to breakfast cakes to pies, everything desserts, right? And I would just kept adding like brunch. I kept adding all this stuff. No one ever ordered it. But being home based, we can kind of put anything we want on our menu. Okay, we can offer any service, and they might not buy everything. But what ended up happening, and for me, and why I took so much off was pricing, as you all know. So figure out what you're selling and what makes you unique. Okay, for me in the beginning, I was a scratch baker, and that was my unique selling point, because there was no one around here that did scratch baking. Not even the bakeries did scratch baking. So that was my artisan scratch baker. So that was my thing in the beginning. I wanted to bring high-end desserts to an area that didn't have them. That was my whole goal when I started my business. So what was your goal when you started your business? Did you have a goal when you started your business, or did you just you made stuff and brought it to parties and people were like, hey, make it a business? Okay, well, now it's time to reevaluate and say, now that you are a business, or if you want to be a business, figure out who you are, why you are doing it, meaning, is there a hole in the market where you live? Are there not places or people that sell what you want to sell? Good morning. Figure that out first. This is all the groundwork. And again, the work with a U, right? You have to do all this groundwork to figure it out. And you need to figure this out. This isn't a business plan necessarily, and those are important too, but this is basic. You have to figure out who you're selling to. Okay, so what are you selling and what makes it unique? That's right, Kathy. Thank you for typing that out. The next thing is who do you want to sell to? This is before you even figure out your target market. Okay, this is 4 steps to get you to the next step of figuring out your market. And this is, this seems so basic, but I bet a lot of you never even thought of this. You just were like, friends said, oh, you should sell this stuff, and you did, without really thinking. You're probably thinking, oh, everybody needs dessert, right? So, but again, not everybody wants your dessert. So who do you want to sell to? Okay, I hope you want to sell to people with money and you don't want to give your stuff away for free. And the third thing is why should they buy from you? Who are you? What's your background? If you notice on my website, I have an about page, which is basically my resume. It's my years of cooking and classes I've taken, awards I've won, so on and so forth. Why should they buy from you? Don't put a bragging page on your website. Just think of it as a resume, just in case people want. And again, it's a separate page on mine. It's an about me if someone wants to know. I've gotten a lot of my articles written that I interviewed for because people found my website and the About Me page and the way it looked was good enough that they contact these national publications would contact me to do interviews. It's only my website because it's not like I've been on TV. It's not like I wrote a book. Nothing else. My website brought them to me. Okay, so there is power there. Okay, so once you answer those 3 things, what are you selling and what makes it unique? Who do you want to sell it to? And why should they buy from you? You need to do, once you answer those, you need to do two things. This is really convoluted and complicated, so please ask questions. Focus on your primary market. Your products are not for everyone, okay? Focus on your primary market, because I didn't do this. I didn't do this because I had everything out there. I didn't even have a target market. My only target market was they better have money. No. So focus on your primary market, and because your products are not for everyone, okay? For you cake poppers, your market is not for people like me necessarily. That's right. Don't get hurt feelings. In other words, don't worry about the window shoppers. Don't worry about the window shoppers. Well, you want window shoppers and you want to try to figure out how to get them to your side. That it isn't just cake. They are pieces of art. Or it isn't just a cake pop. They are little pieces of art. Same with cookies, right? They are pieces of art. So you have to find people that realize that they're not just cake, and don't get hurt feelings. Good morning, Alicia. Hi, honey. How are you? You've got me all flustered. She's my girl crush. Poor connection. Oh, I have people that ask for desserts at store prices. They don't understand the word custom. That's right. That's right. Value yourself. That is so important. Oh, don't worry about it. You're on the West Coast. You don't, sometimes on the groups, people will say, what do you say? They say I'm too expensive. Well, in a lot of cases, I'm sure most of you just dumb it down and say, well, I'll do it for $1 because you want the business. But as I keep preaching, and as Jay preaches, and as other people preaches, all business is not good business. Okay. A dollar a cake pop is not good business, because at that point, you might be making your cost of materials back, but you're not making your overhead and you're not paying yourself. So really, what good is that, right? So you have to not take it personally, because take it personally if they say your stuff sucks and I'm not ordering it from you. Take that personally. Don't take personally, you're so expensive. My gosh, it's just a cake. Don't take that personally. That's on them. And you will always be a $1 cake pop. That's right. If you sell your cake pops for $1, you will always be. And then think about how hard it is. $3. Oh my God. That's right. And look at your cookies, Alicia. They're amazing. That's right. All you got to say is, and I put this answer in a group yesterday, was you just say really nicely, don't be snarky. No, don't be a bitch. That's right. They will. But if you stand your ground, I would have to say probably 75% of the people who come to me with no budget and they don't want to pay, I will just say really nicely, I'm really sorry, but those are my prices. If there's something I can help you with in the future, please let me know. Again, don't ever burn a bridge. Don't be snarky. Don't be any of that. You don't want to burn bridges, because those people might be in a trough now. No, even that, Nancy, I wouldn't, but that's just like, F off, no, thank you. If you don't want to burn a bridge, because like I said, not everybody stays in that price range forever. They come out. But if you're snarky and rude and just say, yeah, or never answer an email, why would they call you back when they do have money? You got to think about the long term here. So just a nice email saying, I'm sorry, that's my pricing. Me too, Nahid. I'm having the same problem. So what I've been doing is adding, like I added the chocolate covered pretzels and the Oreos. They also talk to friends. Yep. That's what I say. Keep me in mind for a future event or occasion. Absolutely. Burn bridges only light the way to bad word of mouth. Absolutely. And in our business, because we are home based, we need every single customer. So instead of ignoring, you can get pissed. You can get pissed. Go into the groups and get pissed, or get pissed with a friend. Call me and get pissed, because I get pissed all the time. But with the customer, and I've said this before, be nice. Never change your prices. Sometimes with cakes, what I'll do is people will send me cakes. This woman, she's a repeat customer. Good morning. She's a repeat customer, and she sent me 2 pictures, and I didn't spend my time pricing out those pictures. I just said, how many people and what's your budget? And she said, well, pricing won't be a problem. I said, okay. So she ended up ordering the more expensive one of the 2 cakes. I told her the pricing. She said, let me check with my husband within an hour, because she's had my cakes. Within an hour, she came back and said, we'll take the more expensive one. Ding, ding, ding. You know what I mean? It's like, no, I kind of had to tug the information out of her a little bit, but notice I didn't spend time pricing stuff. I just basically, when she said pricing isn't a problem, I said, okay, for the simpler cake, it's this much, and for the more expensive cake, it's this much. I know. They're rare. They are really rare. I find that repeat customers are a lot better because they know your product. The new ones aren't as good because they don't know your product yet. Well, Kathy, that just sucks. That would really piss me off. Yeah, and we still go back to shop in the long lines. People need to understand how much time and effort we put. They would say it's better. And you know what? I got to say, that's the majority, and it's up to us to school them. Yes, this customer gives me free reign. She'll send me pictures, but she knows I'll use those and kind of bounce off it. So repeat customers are, it's okay with me. She's learning because I'm educating. Okay, good. If you're educating, then right. To say thank you. Would like advice on offering loyalty specials to say thank you for referral. Okay. I have a referral program. If someone refers a customer to me, they receive 10% off. So when someone, and this is a big scope I'm doing next week about organization, because I have customers that will refer customers to me, okay? And they say, oh, so-and-so sent me. I will make a note in their file. And again, if you're not organized and you don't have a database of your customers, there's no way to track it. That's why I don't like paper plan. Paper planners are fine for planning out your day, but they're not good for the long term. They're really not, because they get lost, they get stolen, they get coffee poured on them. What happens if you lose your planner, your paper planner? You're screwed. I'm screwed because I can't remember anything. So I will show you my computer way. It's simple and it makes your life simple. You can access it from anywhere. Anyway, so the referral discount, 10% referral discount. I let all my customers know that I have over 10%. Shit bricks. Absolutely. Shit out of luck. So I make a note in their electronic file that says on their next order, they get 10% off. I also, when their friend orders from me or their referral orders from me, I send them an email saying, thank you so much for sending so-and-so, you will receive 10% off your next order. So that's my referral discount. That's what I do. I do not give discounts, and everybody who's been with me since the beginning knows I do not give discounts to friends and family. The only thing I will do is give, if I'm attending a birthday party for a friend or whatever, not a friend I give it as my gift basically, but I have a friend who's got triplets, and every time I do their party, she pays for it, but I'll go above and beyond on the decoration because I'm attending that party and that's my gift. How do you handle 2 to 3 referrals from the same person? How do you handle 2 to 3 referrals at one time? If it's from the same person, if it's from the same person, I would just give 2 or 3 10% discounts. Okay, so from different people regarding, oh, right, that's what I mean. If the same person sent 2 or 3 people at the exact same time, you just give 10% discounts. So 10% off of every order. It's not an accrual. You don't all of a sudden, if they send you 5 people, you're not giving 50% off. It doesn't work that way for you. Okay, so it's a 10% per referral, meaning you will get 10% off each order for as many referrals as you give. It's not accrued. Does that make sense? Yeah. I mean, the bottom line is you want to reward people, but you don't want to give your work away for free. So if they're referring you, it means they really like your stuff. And if you give them 10%, they'll be really appreciative because it's better than nothing, really. But always make sure you follow up with that thank you email. Okay. So let's get back to target market. Okay. So once you figure out who your target market is, you need to research that market. Okay. So knowing who your audience is, just curious, I've heard some that do differently. Oh, okay. Yeah, everybody does it different, and I guess there's no right way or wrong way, but you don't give away stuff. That's the bottom line. So don't give away stuff. So once you know who your target market is, and once you figure out, like I just said in those first 3 steps of what are you selling and what makes it unique, who do you want to sell to, and why should they buy from you? Once you figure that out, start researching who those people are. Okay. And the way you research is there's several ways. Bye. Yes, I'm on catch. Knowing your audience is the most critical thing as a home-based business because we don't have a store. So we have to target who we want to buy our stuff. So first thing you want to look at is demographics. Demographics consist of, for those that you don't know, basic demographics are age, location, gender, income, marital status, and children. And that's the demographics that concern us. There's other things involved in demographics that don't concern us as bakers. These are the ones I feel concern us as bakers. If you want to look at a full list, just Google demographics. There's a lot of sites out there, but those are the ones I chose for us. Okay, age, because, you know, a 15-year-old kid isn't going to be ordering from us. Whereas a 15-year-old kid may walk into a bakery and buy a cake or a piece of cake or something, you know. So, but for home-based, age, and children are the money makers. Yep. Children are for sure the money makers for a lot of you out there. Those of you that do sweets tables, those that you do birthday cakes, those that do cake pops. People with children are your most important asset. Okay, and that's your biggest market because you don't find too many adults getting sweets tables for their adult friends. At least I don't. So maybe you have a different story, but so those are your basic demographics. So knowing your audience, figure out the demographics of who you're going to sell to. Okay. Then look at publications in your area. My area I'm near the main line of Pennsylvania, which, you know, some of you may know is a very, very, very wealthy area. They have like 5 publications. Mainline Today is a big one. They do yearly awards for best of. I won one year for best specialty in wedding cakes. It was a Critics' Choice Award. And they found me through my website. Those people never had my stuff. They just, which I don't necessarily agree with, because they just went off my website. But on my website, I have a lot of testimonials. So I was glad for the award. But they never ate my stuff. So for me, Alicia, you totally need a website. So, check out, is there local newspapers? Like we have these local newspapers, magazines, and you'd be surprised if you look, you're going to find them because, they're out there. You go into the restaurant and there'll be real estate booklets for your area. All those kind of things. Gather that because that's all information into the demographics because all those publications did their homework on demographics because all of the publications are targeted towards certain audiences. The little newspapers in the area, I throw them away every week, but I'll tell you, I've done no less than 4 interviews for them, free advertising, and they got to know me through that. So that's a way to look through the publications in your area to figure out where to focus your marketing efforts. Potential customer pull. Do you need a business license for what? For what, Mrs. Cortez? For figuring out publications? If you want, all target marketing, you can't market if you're illegal advertising. You cannot advertise and you cannot do anything if you're illegal meaning not necessarily, because in some places you can do what you're doing without having a license. But if you're operating illegally, say for instance in those states, and I know for a fact New Jersey, I keep using that because it's nearby, and I know for a fact because I've talked to head of the legislation group. Yeah, every state is different, I guess. It's like it's always amazes me how different every state is, down to the minutia of advertising. But New Jersey, where there's no cottage food law, but it's also illegal to sell from your home. I just heard someone in the group the other day. They're in Kansas, but there is no cottage food law, but they can. Okay, bye. They can sell food, which. Thank you. They can sell food. So I don't, every state is different, but where it's illegal, such as New Jersey, New York, Delaware, and Maryland, where you can only sell at farmers markets, while that's not illegal, it's illegal to actually sell from your home. So I don't know how you guys, like, I know Sabrina's from there, and I'm sure there's other people on here from those states where you can bake, but you can't sell from your home. Meaning people can't pick up and you can't deliver, you can't ship, you can't do any of that. So you can't advertise if you're illegal, okay? And the reason why I say you can do whatever you want if you want to get caught. If you are doing this illegally and you advertise, just get ready for a knock on your door. Okay, because they can knock on your door. That's how they find people, is either by people turning them in, or websites, or advertising. Like if the Department of Ag is looking through a publication and there's a baker who's baking from home or baking, and they don't have it in their files, they're going to make a phone call to you on the number that you put in that advertisement. It's all, and I keep saying this every single week. If you're not legal, do not scope and say, I'm making this for a client. Do not scope and say, I have customers. Here's my card. I don't have a license, but here's my info. Well, if you're handing out business cards, I guess that's not, that's fine. I'm talking about advertising in publications, or being interviewed by local publications who mention your name and your business and everything else, but you're not legal. You're basically opening your door for the people to come in and say, shut it down. Yay! Oh, Alicia, oh my God, you're not licensed? You do way too much business not to be licensed, girl. Too much business. And from what I can see in California, it's pretty easy. No legal, no business cards. I had business cards even when I wasn't legal. But what I was told is that if there are no prices on your website, or you don't mention the word clients or anything like that, they won't come after you. Okay, so I think a business card is fine. Scope the process. Well, it's different everywhere, but if she's in California, there's a lot of people on here from California. Yay, Tracy! I've been legal since 2003. No, wait, no, I take it back. I've been legal since 2006, because when my daughter started, see, it's county by county too. Here, I can't, my township says I can't put a sign up. I don't want to put a sign up on my house anyway, because I don't want people knocking on my door. But I can't put signage up at all here. And so that's my township situation. Which is, that would basically make you like a storefront. But I wouldn't put a sign on my door because people knock on your door. Yeah. Everybody who does have cottage food laws are lucky. But let me tell you, there are a lot of food laws that really suck. They charge $6. Yeah, we don't even have the option. Not allowed. They can suck with the caps. They could suck with what you're allowed to sell and not sell. So they're a blessing and a curse depending on where you live. Potential customer poll, that's where I left out. Once you figure all this out and figure out who your customers are, if you have potential customers, you go to parties, you go to kids parties, you do whatever. Get a business card, and this is where it comes in handy. Say, I'm thinking about starting a business, and I want to just ask a few questions, if I may. And put together almost like a poll, like a questionnaire, saying, asking like, is this something you would be interested in? What would you be willing to pay? So on and so forth. It's just informational. Friends are a great place to start. That's where I started, was with my friends, just asking. Yeah, Facebook is great for this stuff. We have a great cottage food law in Pennsylvania. Absolutely. We can make practically anything, and there's no income cap. We can't sell cheesecakes, although I can't tell you how many times I see local people with websites. I just found one last week who sells cheesecakes. And it makes me think either she's not legal or I don't know, but yeah, you got to cut your menu down. And especially if you don't have a website, Alicia, you got to get one, girl, because you have 10 million pictures and you can ship those cookies and you can take off. And I know you're busy enough as it is. But once my daughter, I just kept it on the down low, and I had no orders anyway when I wasn't legal because my daughter was still home. People get confused when you offer too much anyway. Yes, true. I got legal when my daughter started full day kindergarten. And ever since not necessarily now, but I only do my work when she's not here. So, attract more business. I don't think cleaning up your website will attract more as far as cutting down your offerings. But I think the way you word it on your website, you can still offer a lot of stuff, but word it different on your website. For instance, like cookies. I don't put every shape, size, price. I don't do that. It's just like level 1, level 2. And it's like, call me for more information, because people get lost in the minutia. I've cut down on my offerings for wedding cakes because people were getting overwhelmed. So I did do that. And, as home-based bakers, we don't have to keep an inventory. So you think, oh, I could just offer 10 million things. Cookies, cakes, pops, and apples. I would take your cookies, pops, and apples, all your sweets, like your Rice Krispie treats and everything else, and have that on one page, because that's like a sweets table sort of situation. Cakes on a different page. I started doing pretzels, Alicia, because of you. I just have to perfect some stuff, but I am selling those for $3 a piece. So once you get a website, it's really important to keep it organized and keep things easy to find. And feel free to use my website as kind of a template. As far as that website, I designed my own, and then when I wanted to do a complete redo, I did hire someone. I basically put a shout out onto Twitter looking for web-based designers, and I got a great one in Florida. It worked out great, but since then I've kind of redesigned it. But all that work, like that, and then with Jay's help in the spring, we formatted it so that it's easier. So you can take a look at mine to get some ideas on how to format, because it's clean, it's concise, and the information is there. There's nothing more frustrating for me when I go on a website and there's no pricing, because I've said this before, I don't want to call every single time I want to figure out a price. I want your price to be there. I can figure out that that's pretty much a starting point. And I understand people, and I can always tell someone who's not legal because they don't put any pricing on. Because more information, like prices, and you will take special requests, stuff like that really help. Oh, thank you. I love you too. Here's a couple other things. So generalities of price point and pricing. Etsy is a good resource for hiring graphic and web design. Yes, but I find on Etsy, because those people have business, they are more expensive. By putting it out on Twitter, I found this guy in Florida who's been doing it for a long time for the music industry and wanted to start branching out into other industries and being a bakery. He jumped all over it and gave me an amazing deal. And it was a great experience. If anybody wants his information, contact me via Facebook or my email, and I will send you his information. He's fabulous. So differentiate your business from your competition. Alicia, email me. I don't have your email. Okay, good. Here, I'll put this up again. Ooh, sorry. Here's my email address. Screenshot. Oh. Okay, differentiate, once you figure all of this out, differentiate your business from your competition in a good way. You never want to badmouth the competition, okay? So I started my business because in my area, and I've always lived in urban areas, like outside Seattle, Boston, Philadelphia, not Philadelphia, but New York. I've always lived in these places where there were so many different patisseries and so forth, of course. But I wanted to bring high-end desserts to the market. I wanted to bring French tarts. I wanted to bring, because I can't imagine I was the only one here who was missing high-end patisseries, right? So that was what I started with. So I differentiated my business by my menu. I didn't offer stuff that everybody else did. But if you are going to order stuff, or if you're going to offer stuff that everybody else does, figure out how to differentiate yourself. And that's not by price. Don't lowball people. You know how I feel about that. Do not be the cheapest person in town. Don't be that person. Differentiate yourself with your quality, your testimonials. Put your testimonials on your website, what people say about you and about your things. I probably have like 50 on my website. There's never too many. I don't care. They can weed through them. Doesn't matter. Because I'm not a bakery and a lot of people haven't had my stuff, my testimonials speak volumes for me. Again, like I said, I've gotten press. I've gotten national websites contacting me for you screwed up for everybody. I've gotten national websites for interviews through my website. So, so differentiate yourself, whether that be you offer things that no one else does, or if you do offer stuff that other people do something different with that thing. Be the first person to offer incredible, beautiful cookies or cake pops or whatever. Good. Perfect, Pam. And so, you market yourself as delicious. Cakes or delicious, whatever. Just market yourself that way, but don't badmouth anybody and don't lowball, okay? So differentiate your business from your competition by targeting customer need and attracting business. I missed that. Okay. So once you figure all that out, all those publications you looked at, get press. There are so many, if you Google press release templates, there's so many press release templates out there. Every once in a while I'll do, like when I moved, I sent press releases to the local papers around here. Not that they called me or anything else, but if they did, great. But if they don't, whatever. Send press releases to all those publications because they might just call. They might get excited. They might be doing an issue where they're highlighting new businesses. You never know. Put together those press releases, send them to the publications that, first of all, you want to do it to every local newspaper, and then send it to the local publications, like the Style publications. LA, I'm sure, has 10 million publications, but go ahead and do that. Start a blog. That's another way I've gotten found by people is I have a blog. I don't do it often. A lot of times I'll just cut and paste articles that I've seen and say from Martha Stewart Living or whatever. But right now I've started doing a yearly wedding cake trend blog. I just released my 2016 wedding cake trends. I'm waiting to do a flavor trend and I'm waiting for the companies to release their information regarding flavors because I want to know what the hottest flavors are and start developing recipes. Like last year it was smoke and spice. Who the hell has smoky, spicy cake recipes? I do now. But then I blogged about it, and it's just, again, it's time, and not everybody's going to read it. I find the time because this is all I do. I work from home. I'm a stay-at-home mom. This is all I do. This is my business. So that's where I find the time. I don't have a full-time job. But I do a lot of research to figure out what's going to sell best. And now that I'm blogging, I'm starting to get recognized by the industry in general, and I will be, I've done interviews for Taste and Cake Trends for many years now, which, who doesn't like to be interviewed? But your blog's not everybody's going to read, but it doesn't matter. It's still out there. It's searchable. That's the whole key to all this, is you want to be searchable. You got to do your research on how to get searchable, what things are found, tags, and all of that kind of stuff. So getting press, start a blog, get in touch with other local bloggers. We have this group here. It's called The Dish, and The Dish, there's a dish in every town. I contacted them when I first found them on Facebook years ago, and I said, hey, I'm a baking business here in Honeybrook and blah, blah, blah. I would love to have you out. I could serve you some of what I do, and maybe you can write an article. They came out. Actually, twice. They came out twice. They've done 2 articles about me. And, you know, no press is bad press unless you're not in control and it's bad press. Although we find that bad press isn't bad press, because bad press seems to get people more business these days. So those are the 3 things I would suggest for getting press. Send press releases to the big newspapers, the little newspapers, and the magazines, so they know who you are. Don't do it if you're not legal. Submit articles. That's another thing. Submit articles to local newspapers. It might be unsolicited. Who cares, right? Write 1 article, send it out to every newspaper. If they don't pick it up, they don't pick it up. Who cares? Who cares? Maybe one day they're going to do an article, because there's always wedding sections pretty much twice a year. And they'll be like, you remember that person who sent me that article? Let me see if I can find that. Hopefully they didn't throw it away or delete it or whatever. But, those are all things, but you all have to figure out your target market first, okay? That's it. Any questions? Any questions? Next week is going to be how I organize, which in turn will cut your overhead, because if you're organized, you're spending less time, right? So you're going to cut your overhead and time management. That's what we're doing next week. Thanks, Laurie. Yes, Bree. Bree, who's newly licensed and has been tearing it up with her stuff on Facebook. Ask me, Bree. Don't understand how to get a blog on website. Did you do WordPress? I have a WordPress website, yes. But you don't have to have WordPress. You're welcome. You don't have to have WordPress. You can basically on your website, it's just to write the article on, call it blog, the tab blog, type your article in Word and just cut and paste it. Advertise it on Facebook, advertise it on anywhere, but it's a searchable thing. It doesn't have to be WordPress. You can do it on anything. I have WordPress because the guy I hired in Florida did mine on WordPress. You're welcome, Pam. Bree, what's your question? Are you typing? Talk about time management. I totally forgot to put something on my task manager, and here it is Wednesday. I forgot to cover my boards. I'm so upset with myself. And not sure if they were working. I used local awareness ad. All you got to do is go to your page and look up your Facebook ad, and it gives you the analytics. It gives you how many people are reaching your post, how many clicks are going to your website, how many people clicked on the post. It gives you all that under Facebook ads. It'll tell you all your analytics. Another great thing to start, which is also free if you have a website, is Google Analytics. It's completely free, and it gives you all the stats for your website. There's a bit of setup involved. It's a lot of trial and error. It can be confusing, but if you have the time and you have a website, hook up Google Analytics, because then it will tell you how many people are coming to your website, what pages they're clicking on, what they're clicking on most, who is sending people to your website. Like if you're paying advertisers for increasing likes on Facebook, you know how I increased them? Google AdWords, not worth it. Don't do it. Don't spend your money. Nope, nope, nope. Don't do it. I spent so much money over the years on Google AdWords and it did nothing for me. how to increase Facebook likes. The way I did it, and this was on the advice of Liz Merrick back when I started watching in August, was social media is about being social, okay? And on my Facebook page, I only talked about me all the time and what I was doing and my cakes and so on and so forth. She's like, social media is social, so be social. So start sharing beautiful cakes that you see on Facebook onto your page. Once I started doing that, because not only did I share the pictures, but I would tag people, I would tag the businesses that I was sharing, all of a sudden that brought that traffic to my page. That brought the traffic from all their pages to my page. And I was pretty stagnant at like 500 likes. Once I started doing that, and within 3 months, I'm now at, I don't know, what am I at? Close to 1,200 likes now. And that's all from sharing, because it's all networking and it's sharing. And this goes for any business online. If you see articles you like, you know, share an article, because it comes with all their information. It comes with their site. It comes with their tags. It comes with everything, which draws people to your page. Other local businesses, that are not cake related. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. Because especially those pages that have so many likes, you want those people on your page. And so by sharing their articles or their triumphs or whatever, that will get that audience to your page, and hopefully they'll like you. Anything else? You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome, everybody. I hope everybody has a great week. Next week, I gotta go. My timer's going off. I have an appointment. So I gotta go. I'll see you all. Love you all. And email me with any questions, okay? See ya.